ち上げるかプレーマスター鉄柵の足も痛い
It looked nasty, and I'm not talking about his beer belly. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and we're here to talk about Eddie Kingston's injury. This was brought to light in the live stream earlier when we were talking about WWE Raw preview. Someone commented in the live chat about Eddie Kingston's status and said, "Who's going to replace him?" I didn't even know he was injured, but of course it was injured, and it was during New Japan Pro Wrestling Resurgence, which was taking place in Ontario, Canada. So, not good. The suplex, I mean, you can clearly see he catches his leg. Now, in terms of this incident, F4W Online noted, prior to the angle, Kingston was said to have been legitimately hurt during his match against Gable Kidd. There was a spot where Kidd suplexed, I was about to say where a Kidd, not just where Kidd suplexed Kingston off the apron for a table. Kingston's leg crashed on the guardrail. Dave Meltzer of 4W Online noted the following about the situation. The only thing we heard today was that AEW were crossing their fingers and hoping he'd be okay. There was no word whether he'd be able to do Anarchy in the Arena past they were hoping he could. Fightful.com noted that per sources Kingston got hurt to some extent on the suplex spot. It was also stated that Kingston required some assistance and walked with a limp backstage. End of quote. So yeah, I mean that doesn't look all too pleasing there for the big man, to say the least. It really, really doesn't at the same time. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that this guy would be a major miss to the match, but AEW, man, and I know this is New Japan, but it just shows you like how reckless they are. Like this spot, man, you're destined to get injured, right? By doing this spot, you really, really are. Like if you can't see it, then I don't know what I have to tell people, man. Like you're running the risk of getting caught. We've seen it it's like even when you remember back in the day when Matt Hardy got pushed off the ladder at SummerSlam 2000 and his head could have hit the apron, man, it would have been good. But these are guardrails, and I feel like if this was an apron, it wouldn't have been as, not the apron, sorry, like just like the normal barricade. I don't think it would have been as bad, but this was quite bad to say the least. It was quite bad for Eddie Kingston. He's came down, he's crashed on it. It just doesn't look particularly good now. It was noted that Eddie Kingston after the match not after the match, later in the night or whatever, he was attacked by the Young Bucks and Jack Perry at New Japan Pro Wrestling Resurgence. The Bucks, Perry and Okada are scheduled to face Kingston, Danielson and FTR in an Anarchy in the Arena match 2024 AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. So maybe the way this is going down is going to be the fact that here, we've injured him and now he's ruled out the match sort of thing. Because as soon as he did it, he was holding his leg. But I mean, it's from that height, it's the amount of weight. I mean, God knows what he's done to his leg. It could be a knee ligament, something like that. And it doesn't look good. And it's just a needless spot, man. It just didn't need to happen. I mean, it's just a lack of... It just doesn't need to happen, man. It really doesn't. I mean, what about John Moxley? Could he take his spot? But you know what? It's AEW. They'll probably try and force Kingston to go out there and compete to some level. They probably will, and as mental as that seems like, I just think that's probably what they will do. I don't think Moxley will replace him. I don't think Adam Hangman Page either will replace him. But I'm glad this was brought to light, in the WWE Raw preview, because we had to see it. We had to see it with our own very eyes, and we have seen it, and it's a pretty nasty spot. I mean, the only thing is, at least it's a leg, at least it's not a neck injury. You know, obviously they can end in paralysis and all that, man, take your life. So it doesn't look too serious for Eddie Kingston. But by God, man, just seeing the guy at the end of the match crawling around on all fours with that gut hanging out. I mean, that's not a professional wrestler. I don't want to see the guy get injured, but he shouldn't be in there, man. He's a bum. Sorry to burst his bubble on anyone that likes Eddie Kingston, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see with this leg injury. I don't even know when. Well, actually, we'll look. When is AEW Anarchy or AEW Double or Nothing? Double or Nothing 2024. When is it? 26th of May. That is what? 13 days away? Less than 2 weeks. I don't think he'll be ready for that. I think it's safe to say he won't be. Absolutely, he will not be. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below, guys. That's going to do it for this Eddie Kingston injury fed. We'll be back very soon with more content. And until next time, leave those comments, likes, and subscribes in there.